You can have your evolution if you want it. I prefer my Bible. A place where the earth is spherical and floats in space. The idea of washing your hands when dealing with disease is practiced, and we have the hydrological cycle. You know, the sorts of things that aren't science-y.
There are a number of things that have consistently bothered me. At the top of the list is atheists. Bill Nye and Richard Dawkins are at the forefront. These two make it seem as if it is impossible to be a good scientist without evolution over millions of years. Even Bill Nye has specifically gone on record to say that creationism keeps people from being scientists. Riddle me this, Mr. Nye. Since when do you need millions of years of evolution in engineering? Carefully consider your answer. I will wait. While you're doing that, I'm going to tell my viewers what you refuse to say. You can be a good scientist without evolution.
In microbiology, bacteria and viruses mutate. But even if you did not focus on millions of years and microbe-to-man fantasies, you can still kill the germ. In engineering, I shudder to fathom a plane that was built only on accident, without intelligence behind it. In chemistry, even if you don't believe the fairy tale that chemicals magically fuse together into macromolecules, you can still look at the reactions and manipulate molecules. In geology, you can still predict earthquakes without the myth of evolution. In anatomy, you can still study the structure of the human body and how it works, even if you falsely believe in evolution. The list goes on and on. My point is that even if you don't accept macroevolution, you can still be a scientist. Since it seems that I have shown that you can be a scientist with or without evolution, why do they even bother? How does it hurt them? Where would we be without countless scientists that changed the fate of the human race, while still adhering to logos? Why not just let people live their lives, and both sides can contribute, and neither needs to attack the other? I would argue that Mr. Nye and Dawkins are not atheists, but misotheists. Miso comes from the root meaning to hate, ergo they are literally God haters. Why all this hatred exactly? I have a theory, but it is a bit out there. If you have ever read Paradise Lost, or the Revelations of John of Patmos, you'll know that Lucifer is not exactly a fan of people who continue to follow God's word. Therefore, he manipulated these two innocent men that were held in high regard to warp the minds of others. Dawkins and Nye are innocent pawns of one who ultimately despises the Lord, and he has sown hatred in their hearts, as well as the lies they perpetuate. We need to retire the word atheist and replace it with misotheist. Why spread hatred when the love of God is there? Well, I have said my 2 cents. I want to hear your thoughts. Just go to the comments section and let me know what it is you have to say.